Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College.
Now, in the previous video, we have seen few examples of finding the solution of differential equation using the variable separation method. So, we will continue with few more examples of variable separation method. So, let us see the next example here. You can read cos square y upon x dy plus cos square x upon y dx is equal to 0. So, now first we have to do variable separation form. I will take this term on the other side. So, cos square y upon x dy is equal to minus cos square x upon y dx. Yes, so your differential is dx, cos square x is there, we don't want y. So, ultimately we have to take y on the other side. Similarly, x we will have to take on RHS. So, just cos multiply the denominators only. So, this will become y into cos square y dy is equal to minus x into cos square x dx. So, variable separation has been done. Now, next step is to integrate. Integration of y into cos square y dy is equal to minus integration of x into cos square x dx. Now you can see here it is y into cos square y, this is x into cos square x. So we have studied integration by parts. What was the formula? I will write the formula here, u into v dx. What it was? U and v, these were two functions. By using the Liat rule, Liate, you have to choose the function, first function u. What it was? U integration of v dx minus integration of derivative of u into integration of v dx and whole integration dx. This was your integration by parts. And how do you choose the first function? By using the Liat rule, that is logarithmic and Liate. I think so you have studied all this. So accordingly, you have to choose the first function. That is logarithmic, algebraic, inverse, trigonometric and exponential. Accordingly, you will choose your function u. So this integration by parts we have to use in LHS also and we have to use in RHS also. Now it will become much more big statement. So what we will do, we will solve these two parts separately. So let I1 is equal to integration of y into cos square y dy and I2 equal to integration of x cos square x dx. So if you look at both I1 and I2, even if you integrate only I1, you will get the answer of I2 also. Why? Because this is y cos square y dy, variable is y, and this is same thing, x cos square x dx. Only what is changing? The variable is changing. So if you solve this and if you replace the variable x y by x, you will get the integration of I2 also. So no need to solve both the integrations I1 and I2. What we will do? We will solve only one. Suppose we take the first one I1. Now we know that we cannot find the integration of cos square y. So here in place of cos square y, what we can write? You have studied multiple angles formula in your 11th standard. From there, what is cos 2x in terms of cos square? It is equal to 2 times cos square x minus 1. Take minus 1 this side, it will become cos 2x plus 1 upon 2 is equal to cos square x. So here you can see cos square x is 1 plus cos square x upon 2. This already we have studied. So what I am going to do? I am going to use this formula in place of cos square y. So this will become into 1 plus cos 2x upon 2 into d y. Yes, now 2 is constant 1 by 2. I can write 1 by 2 outside integration. Integration of y into 1 is 1 plus y into, sorry here it will square y, so this will be cos 2y. So y into cos 2y is y into cos 2y dy. Yes, understood till here? Separation. After separating, you can see both sides are having integration by parts. I have written the formula of integration by parts here. We will use this rule when we integrate here. Now what I told you, these two if you integrate simultaneously, you will have a big step. Now if you see, the terms are same, only the variables are different. So what I told you, we will just integrate only one part and we will replace by y by x, we will get the I2 integration also. So let us start with the integration now. Integration of y, please use brackets properly. So 1 by 2. Integration of y is y square upon 2 plus. Now you can see there are two functions. So you have to use this integration by parts. Now which function will be first? This is algebraic and this is trigonometric. What comes first? Algebraic. Trigonometric is in the fourth position. So this will be your function u and this will be your function v. So let us use integration by parts. That is y integration of cos 2y dy minus derivative of y integration of cos 2y dy, and this is dy for outer integration and close the bracket. Yes, y integration of cos 2y, that is function v with respect to dy, integration of derivative of u, that is y, and integration of v, that is cos 2y. So equal to 1 upon 2 y square upon 2 plus, what is integration of cos 2y? It is sin 2y divided by the coefficient of y, that is 2. So this will become y into sin 2y upon 2 minus derivative of y with respect to y is 1. Integration of cos 2y, now only we have written it is sin 2y upon 2. So this will become sin 2y upon 2 into dy, close the bracket. Now we will move ahead. So 1 by 2 as it is outside bracket, y square by 2, then y into sin 2y upon 2, then minus 1 by 2 we can take outside, integration of sin 2y dy, close the bracket. Yes, so 1 by 2 y square upon 2 plus y into sin 2y upon 2 minus 1 by 2. Now what is integration of sin 2y? It is minus cos 2y upon 2. And plus c, constant of integration. Now we just write the complete answer. So what is I1 is equal to half, we can multiply inside. We will take the c1, half into y square upon 2 is y square upon 4 plus again y into sin 2y upon 4, then minus into minus plus 2 2s are 4 and 4 2s are 8. So this is cos 2y upon 8 plus c1 upon 2. So this is your I1 after integration and using the integration by parts. Now if you look at I2, what I told you, x cos square x dx. So here wherever y is there, we can simply write it as x and we will get the integration of I2 also. So I2 is equal to x square upon 4 plus x into sin 2x upon 4 plus sin 2y 2x, it is cos 2x upon 8 plus c1 upon, here we will take c2 because it is I2. So replace y by x. So x square upon 4, x sin 2x upon 4 and cos 2x upon understood till here? We have found I1 and we have found I2. I1 is equal to minus of I2. This we know. Let us substitute I1 equal to minus of I2. So this is your I1, y square upon 4 plus y into sin 2y upon 4 plus cos 2y upon 8 plus c1 upon 2. Now this is equal to, now negative of I2 means all terms will be negative. So minus x square upon 4 minus x into sin 2x upon 4 minus cos 2x upon 8 minus c2 upon 2. Now what is the highest denominator here? It is 8. So what you can do? You can multiply whole LHS and RHS by 8. So what will get cancelled? What remains on LHS? 2. 4 2s are 8. So here you have 2 y. Yes? Then again 4 2s are 8. So here you have 2 times y into sin 2y. Here 8 and 8 will get cancelled plus cos 2y. Yes? Now this is a negative term. If I take it on LHS, it will become positive. And when I multiply by 8, 4 2s are 8. So this will become plus 2 times x square. Then here also if I multiply by 8, 4 2s are, if I take it on LHS, again it will become plus. So I will write here plus 2 times x into sin 2x. Then this term also I multiplied by 8, so 8 will get cancelled. Minus if I take on LHS, it will become plus. So plus cos 2x equal to, now c1a, c1 upon 2 means it will become 4c1, and if I take it on RHS, it will become minus 4c. Here also if I multiply by 8, 2 1s are 2 4s are 8, so this will become minus 4c. Yes? Now what I will do? I will just take two terms together, 2x square plus y square. So I will write it as 2 times x square plus y square plus this term and this term I can take together, 2 into x into sin 2x plus y into sin 2y. And then we have this remaining two terms, that is plus cos 2x plus cos 2y is equal to c, where c is equal to minus of 4c1 minus of 4c2. So this is your general solution. Okay, so little big sum this is there. Separating, then both sides you get integration by parts. I told you solve only one part and you can just replace y by x and you will get I2 also. So here we have used integration by part and then we get this answer. Replacing y by x we get I2. We know that I1 is equal to minus I2. So we just substituted I1 equal to minus I2. These three terms we have taken on LHS, so they become plus. Constant terms I have taken on RHS and I multiplied whole equation by 8 so that denominator gets eliminated, and finally I get answer as 2x square plus y square plus 2 into x sin 2x plus y sin 2y plus cos 2x plus cos 2y is equal to c. So this is your general solution for the given differential equation. Now let us see the next example to find the solution of differential equation. It is log of dy by dx is equal to 2x plus 3. Now when you say log, see we want to separate the variables. So for separation we require these differentials. So what is the base of this? It is e. Yes? So log of dy by dx to the base e, if it is equal to 2x plus 3, then this is logarithmic form. You have studied if you have log of b to the base a equal to x. So what is the exponential form? It is a raised to x equal to. So if you have log b to the base a equal to x, this is called as logarithmic form. What will be the exponential form? It is a raised to x equal to b. So this logarithmic form, what will be the exponential form? Base a, base t. What is x? It is 2x plus 3y. So 2x plus 3y is equal to, what is b here? dy by d. So just convert the logarithmic form into exponential form to do variable separation form. Now by using law of indices, what is this equal to? It is e raised to 2x into e raised to 3y is equal to dy by dx. By law of indices, what we have studied. Now here you have e raised to 2x. If you take dx this side, it will become function of x on LHS, and take e raised to 3y on the other side. So what this will become? E raised to 2x into dx is equal to 1 upon e raised to 3y into d. So generally this has become variable separation form. We can write this as e raised to 2x dx is equal to, if you take this in the numerator, what it will become? E raised to minus 3y into dy. Understood? Logarithmic form to exponential form, from exponential form using law of indices here, then separating the variables. Here if I take dx, it will come in the numerator on LHS. So x function I have kept it on LHS and the y function I am taking on RHS. So it will go in the denominator by cross multiplication, and this term I will take in the numerator. It will become e raised to minus 3y. Now you can integrate on both sides. So what it will become? Integration of e raised to 2x dx is equal to integration of e raised to minus 3y dy. What is integration of e raised to x? It is e raised to x. Here you have e raised to 2x. So you remember what is the integration? E raised to 2x, you have to divide by the coefficient of x, that is 2, is equal to, this will be e raised to minus 3y, divide the coefficient by y, it is minus 3 plus integration constant c. Okay. Now you can see your denominator is 2, your denominator is minus 3. I can take this as c1, so I will little bit simplify the given equation. 2 into 3 is 6. So I will multiply whole equation by 6. So what it will become? 6 into e raised to 2x upon 2 equal to 6 into e raised to minus 3y upon minus 3 plus 6c1. See, this gets cancelled by 3. Okay, so you get 3 e raised to 2x is equal to 1 the minus sign is as it is, minus 2 e raised to minus 3y plus 6c1. So you can take this term on the other side, it will become 3 e raised to 2x plus 2 e raised to minus 3y is equal to c. And what is c is equal to? Where c is equal to 6 times c1. So you can simplify it, because this is a constant, ultimately you can say this c is 6 times c1, and again it is a constant only. So what is the solution of this general equation? Sorry, this differential equation, it is 3 e raised to 2x plus 2 e raised to minus 3y is equal to c. So understood logarithmic exponential form, and then separating the variables, integrating. This is just the simplification part. It depends upon us how we should simplify the given solution, or what solution we are getting. We can simplify according to us, and I get this